You are getting ready to listen to the voice of Dr. Rhadi Ferguson, 2004 Olympian, four-time national judo champion, Brazilian jiu-jitsu black belt, author, speaker, and coach.
Hey, what's going on, man? This is Dr. Rhadi Ferguson, and welcome to another edition of Coffee with Rhadi. We have some pressing issues that have been going on socially and in the media and on social media as it pertains to the Olympics and our judicial system. So I have had a couple of requests and a couple of people jump into my inbox, my DM, to make a comment on the situation with Sha'Carri Richardson. So here's what happened. So Sha'Carri Richardson won the 100-meter dash trial, 100-meter dash at the Olympic trials recently. And that provides her with, basically, she's an Olympian-elect. You actually become an Olympian when you get credentialed. So she made, quote unquote, made the Olympic team. After the race was over, as you know, just like after other events, she got tested, and she was found. It was found that she had THC, cannabis, in her system. And Jonathan, I'm doing this because of you and two other people that asked me to do it, so that's why I'm doing it, Jonathan. Glad you're watching. So I've been reading a lot of commentary on social media about people attacking Sha'Carri Richardson and then her mom died. Weed's not a performance-enhancing drug. Some of you motherfuckers need to understand something. Nobody's condemning Sha'Carri Richardson. Let's remove Sha'Carri Richardson out of the discussion. You all normalize poor behavior. This is the fucking problem. You normalize poor behavior. Now, there's the general population, and then there are elite level athletes. Elite level athletes aren't just elite because of what they can do physically. You're elite because of what you can do cognitively, how you function effectively, and what you can do in the psychomotor domain. If you can only function in the psychomotor domain, that doesn't make you fucking elite. You can argue about somebody's mental health and not wanting to get in front of a microphone and do an interview all you want. Elite athletes get in front of the microphone and they do the interview because they are elite athletes, and they just do what needs to be done when it needs to be done because they're not fucking normal. And there's more normal people than there are elite athletes. So all the normal people are going to get together and they're going to agree on the shit because you guys are normal. So normal people agree on normal shit. Argumentum ad populum. If everybody's saying it, it must be true. No, but there's more of you normies than there are the elite athletes. If you're an elite athlete, then you do elite shit. Now, here's the question. We're not bashing Sha'Carri Richardson. What she posted is true. She is a human being. She deserves respect. The question was that behavior the behavior of an elite athlete? Period. Fuck all that bullshit y'all are talking. Was it the behavior of an elite athlete? The answer is no. So she has a small punishment. Should she have the maximum punishment? No. Should she appeal? Yes, of course she should appeal. Should she try to get in? She should do everything, and she should have a legal team. She should do everything that she can do to try to get in. She should. Did she rightfully earn that spot? She did rightfully earn that spot. Did she rightfully lose that spot? She did rightfully lose that spot. Because as an elite athlete, we expect you to govern yourself at an elite level. You're not a normal person. We're not looking for normal behavior from you because you're fucking elite. What the fuck? And all of y'all on this Instagram and Facebook are talking, y'all motherfuckers can't even chew bubble gum and tie your shoes at the same time. Just like women don't want men to talk about women's issues and men don't want women to talk about it. All you motherfuckers who aren't Olympians and never been an elite athlete, shut the fuck up. How about that? How about we take that stance? Okay? Never won shit, never did. Okay, we'll take that stance too. Everybody who hasn't gone to the Olympics, y'all shut the fuck up. Now, I'll talk, everybody else be quiet. Now, how about that? Is that the right stance? No, that's not the right stance either. But so many of you got this whole cancel culture thing that the cancel culture is cool when you want somebody to be canceled. I'm going to work my way in the bill. The cancel culture is cool when you want somebody to be canceled. When you don't want somebody to be canceled, then it's the cancel that ain't cool then. It's not cool. So it's not cool then. Now, here's the deal. And I'm gonna say this about it. I'm gonna run the whole thing. Listen, let's even jump into the LGBTQ movement. People who are inside the LGBTQ movement, and I believe that everybody should be respected 100%. Now, here's the deal. If you want me to respect what you believe, and I do respect what you believe, you also need to respect what other people believe. Everybody's not going to agree with you. So respect those people too. Don't call those people names. Those people aren't homophobic. They're not afraid of this. No, those people believe what they believe in. You believe what you believe in. And everybody can love everybody and believe different shit. You can't get upset with me if I don't accept or adopt what you think, and you don't accept and adopt what I think. That don't mean you get to call me a name and I can't call you a name. Nobody call anybody a name. Don't call anybody a name. Listen, I believe what I believe. You believe what you believe. Shake, high five, and go about your business. Now let's work our way to Bill. I'm watching people talk about Bill Cosby, and listen, there's a lot of different issues with the Bill Cosby situation and case. First and foremost, should Bill Cosby have been released from jail? My name is Rhadi Ferguson. I went to school at Howard University. I got a degree in mechanical engineering. I have a master's of arts of teaching. I have a PhD in education. I'm a pretty damn good thinker. Let me tell you what I'm not. I'm not an attorney, and I'm not a Supreme Court justice. And last time I checked, when I looked on Facebook and Instagram, none of y'all motherfuckers are either. Now, there's a book called The Death of Expertise that I would highly recommend that you read. Now, how you feel and the real deal are two different things. I'm concerned with how you feel. I mean, I believe in your feelings are valid. I want you to feel the way you feel. I want to hear what you feel. But then there's feelings, and then there's fucking facts. And the fact of the matter, if you read the shit, man, Bill cut a fucking deal that the courts agreed that he cut. When he cut the deal, he said the shit that he said, and let me tell you, and he did the shit that he said that he did. But he cut a deal. And when you have an agreement, you can't break the agreement that you have. They made an agreement, the agreement was honored. Let him go about his business. Does that mean some people get disenfranchised? Yes, some people were disenfranchised. Does that mean that justice was not served for some people? Yes, that means that justice was not served for some people. If you care to do statistics and understand p-value, the way that the court system is set up for more guilty people to go free than free people to be kept in jail, just based upon the p-value. I don't have time to explain that today. Go read some books or you'll get it tomorrow. The other thing is this. The reason why Bill was let out of jail is not because he did or didn't do what people say that he did. We call it a judicial system. One of my lawyer friends reminded me yesterday. He said, man, we don't have a justice system. We have a legal system. Now, if it was based upon justice, there would be some other things that we would like to see. But based upon the legal system that we have in place in the United States, Bill Cosby was wrongfully convicted. So when Felicia Rashad says it's about time and he needs to be let out, he was wrongfully, a wrong was righted because he was wrongfully convicted for that legal situation. I'm not getting involved on what Bill did or what Bill didn't do or what he didn't do. I wasn't there. Bill said what he said. The woman said what they said about Bill, and that's their business. And no, I'm not arguing to answer these questions. Well, what if that was you? Or what if that was your daughter? What if, yeah, motherfucker, what if? What if I had 2 heads and a vagina and 11 toes? What if? I'm not getting involved in these what if scenarios. I do not sit on the Supreme Court of Pennsylvania. I am not an attorney. There are people way smarter than a lot of us who sit in those positions. There are people who are more intelligent than we are when it comes to legalese and legal situations who have argued that case. And the court said what the court said. And justice was not served. We agree. But legally, Bill got out. I'm not happy or sad that Bill got out. That's not my issue. But here's what I'm not going to do. I'm not going to get on here and bash Bill. Just like people don't want nobody getting on here bashing Sha'Carri Richardson. Because just like Sha'Carri Richardson, she wrote on her tweet, she said, I'm human. Bill's human too. Both people made mistakes. A lot of people make mistakes. R. Kelly make mistakes. You don't want to listen to his music no more. That's fine. That's cool. Bill Cosby make a mistake. I'm going to tell you that. I'm going to say this. Most of you all who graduated from black college who are my age, most of you all who graduated from black college who are my age are in black college today because of 3 things that happened around the same time. And we can draw some correlation of these 3 things almost to the point of causation. The Reagan era, Bill Cosby shows, okay, and black college enrollment all happened at the same time. And a lot of it was because of Bill Cosby shows. You had Public Enemy coming out during that time. You had Ronald Reagan. There was a huge black power movement going on in that time. In the late 80s, early 90s, black college enrollment went through the roof. Went through the roof. You can even see the explosion on the sports side on the NFL of when those people graduated and then went to some of the professional sports. You want to condemn Bill Cosby? That's fine. I don't have no problem with you condemning Bill Cosby. That's okay. That's fine. But here's what we cannot do as a people. All right, we can complain about the system as much as we want to. We also have the option and opportunity, like Mitchell Shelby on here. We have the opportunity to go to school. You can go to school. You can go to college. You can become an attorney. You can get involved in political science. You can understand advocacy, and you can take the long road and work it like that. Or you can get your picket sign and go out in the street and make a lot of noise and go home and then don't nothing happen. Or you can go to school, become a doctor or lawyer or a professional or a paraprofessional, put your money to the side and then donate your money to certain things so that people can push this advocacy forward so that the change can happen and you can vote for the right people. You can get involved in voting and you could do it that way, or you get in the street and you can wave a sign, you can make a lot of noise and you can post on Facebook. You should do what you want to do. But one of those things is going to create a huge amount of change, and the other is just going to be a blip on the radar screen. Now, I have friends who they've basically donated their lives to advocacy. Absolutely fantastic. It's absolutely fantastic. Then I have friends who have donated some of their money to advocacy. Then I have friends who they just retreat and holler and scream, don't donate no money, don't do nothing, go home. And just be typing on Facebook. And that's cool too. All of those things create small movements and small nudges, but some of those things, like the main thing that you need, you need money to make things happen, and you need people in the right positions and right places. And you can't get in those right positions and right places without doing the things that are necessary to get in those positions to make those changes. That's that. That's how I go. Now, let's talk about you. We talked about Sha'Carri Richardson. We talked about Bill Cosby. Now, let's talk about you. Now, at the end of the day, you have to make a decision on what you want to be. If you find yourself involved in discussions that are negative, that are one-sided, that are where you're not willing to hear somebody else's side because you're so worried about purporting yours, you have some more growth to do. And the Bible says, come, let us reason together. Like, how can two people walk together if they don't agree? Like, we all need to move together globally, nationally, locally. You understand what I'm saying? Together to the point where we have to agree on something. So if one person is a Democrat and the other person is a Republican, can we agree that voting is important? Yeah, we can agree on voting. So we can agree that everybody should vote. Yeah, we agree on that. All right. Now, we don't necessarily agree on how we validate who should vote and who shouldn't vote, but we have to find points where we agree instead of looking for points where we don't agree. And in the Sha'Carri Richardson issue, everybody's looking for the points at which where they don't agree. They're starting to create these schisms. Well, I saw one post where it's hard, and then it's anti-black and anti-black women. And what are you talking about, man? The woman ran the race. She smoked the weed. She got caught for smoking the weed. They slap her on the hand, and next time, this is it. And then it's but the thing with Bill Cosby and he got money and he got Bill Cosby got money. Bill Cosby went to school. Bill Cosby did his PhD. Bill Cosby put in a lot of hard work too. Yeah, Bill Cosby worked hard. Yeah. I said, yeah, but Bill Cosby something. I was talking to my frat brother the other day. My frat brother told me this. I was really, he said, man, you really being rough on your son, man, with the football stuff. I said, man, I want it done a certain way. He says, yeah, man, but they don't play football like that anymore. I said, well, here's what I know. If he could play football the way that we played, then he could play football the way that they play now. He said, yeah, man, but you got to loosen up. He says, you're looking at the game from a 30-year-old lens. I said, you have a point. With that being said, back in the day when two women had babies, all right, and they lived next door in the same neighborhood, if one person was watching somebody else's kid and the child needed to be breastfed, one lady would just breastfeed the other person's baby. Natural thing that happened 30 years ago. If that happened today, people will holler battery. But we're looking at things through a 30, 40-year-old lens. Like the people who got on Twitter and who started bashing Felicia Rashad about what she said about Bill Cosby, they didn't have the opportunity to see her when we saw her and fell in love with her on television for the Cosby Show. These are people who are talking about her now because they're not looking at her through the lens that we were looking at. Their what we call lens, their conceptual framework is different. Now, the way that people used to party and exist and the way they had sex on a consensual level 30 to 40 years ago was different than today. No, I'm not excusing anybody's behavior. What I'm telling you is you have to take off the lens and look at things differently. Now you have a situation where, and one of my friends who's an attorney said this today, he said, this is very difficult for men who go to college and for women who go to college. Let's say man and woman are both together and they're drinking. Both people are drinking. And then they have sex. Well, if somebody's inebriated, then the sex can't be consensual if somebody's inebriated. But both people are drinking. So how is one person supposed to assess when the other person is inebriated? And if both people have been drinking, how does one become the person who's disenfranchised and the other one is the one who's the predator if they've both been drinking? Everything is in black and white. Some things are in shades of gray, and you have to give the gray some time to sit with you, as the black preachers say. You need to let that gray area sit with you for a little bit and let it work on you, because everything's not a black and white situation. Now, how do you make the determination? The easiest point would be just don't drink. Yeah, that's the easiest thing to do, is not drink. That would be the easiest thing to do, is not drink. Yeah, you got that right. Yeah. When people go to college, they experiment and they drink. Now, I'm not talking about spiking somebody's drink when they ain't looking at no food. That's food stuff. That's food stuff. That's food stuff. And I don't know if you guys read the deposition. I'm not giving Bill Cosby no pass. I'm not saying that. But I don't know if you read the deposition. Like, Bill Cosby's asking the people, would you like, do you want? Not waiting until they turn their back and slipping something in their drink. It's very different. And these are grown people. These are adults. Let's say move Cosby. Let's say you're in a party in the 80s. I was only like 6, 7 years old in the early 80s. But you're in a party in the 80s, and the people snorting lines of coke. And then she snorted a little line of coke, and then you take her in the bathroom and knock her off. Yeah, you didn't grab her by the neck and make her snort no coke. But in today's time, under today's lens, man, your ass might go to jail. She come to the next day and be like, hey, man, I don't like the way it feels down there. Different times. But make sure that you understand that you're looking at something that happened 30, 40 years ago under a different lens. And that's hard for some of y'all young folks to get. Y'all just rah, 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 and you don't want nobody to slap you in the face and tell you sit down and shut the fuck up, which somebody need to do to you. Just like that too. You have to take the time to see things from a different perspective, not just your perspective. Hell, I like to walk around and see things from my perspective. If I walk around and see things from my perspective all the time, shit, I'm always right. All the time. But you got to see things from another person's point of view. This is the key. This is how you move yourself from tolerance to acceptance. Yeah, man, I had to learn how to accept people for who they are and where they are and what they are. Man, leave them people alone. Either deal with those people or leave those people alone. And that's that. So we covered Sha'Carri Richardson, and what we talked about elite level functioning, elite level behavior, being an elite level athlete. I wish the best for Sha'Carri Richardson. I do. I want her to be a multimillionaire. I want her to get all her money. I want her to get everything that she's supposed to get. I want all of that. I want everything for her. I truly believe that she should still be on that 4x1 relay. Excuse me, because her suspension is up by the time that 4x1 relay comes around. Now, if they don't put on that 4x1 relay, even I'm going to holler, okay? Because she rightfully earned a relay spot, in my opinion. If they don't put on that relay, that's another issue. However, I holler for her because I will advocate for her. However, I will also accept people who advocate for her not being on there because she didn't follow the rules. My advocacy for her to be on that 4x1 doesn't make me an enemy of somebody who's arguing that she didn't follow the rules, because she did not follow the rules. And I'm going to say this. Man, let me tell you something. I went to historically black college twice. You ain't going to get no blacker than me than Manute Bowl, okay, and a couple other people. I'm black. But don't be laying that black shit on me. Like, because I'm black and because no, it just that don't have nothing to do with her being black. It has something to do with her not following the rules. Now, do I understand systemic racism exists? Yeah, I understand it exists. The best thing that you can do is not put yourself in a situation and hold yourself to a standard of excellence. Now, shit still might not happen for you, but I don't want to hear that argument out the gate. The question is, did you do the right thing? Don't tell me don't not hand in your homework and then you talking about a teacher racist, she gave me a D. Yeah. Did you sit in front of the class? Did you hand in your work on time? Did you show up to class with pants on and not slides on with socks and sweatpants? Well, it don't matter what I wear. Well, if you don't think it matters, if you're going to have the argument about racism and systemic racism, then it does matter what you wear, son, because you know presentation is important. Because if you feel like you're behind the situation, then what you wear matters. So you can't have it both ways. So present yourself respectfully. Make sure your grooming is on point. Walk in there with some jeans on and some slacks and some socks and some shoes. Not no slides on and some jeans and some damn jogging pants with the flip flops on. And sit in the front of the class and handle your work on time like you got some sense. And then we'll talk about systemic racism. That we'll have a discussion then. Then I'll talk to you about it. But after that, I don't want to hear nothing from you about that. I don't want to hear nothing about Sha'Carri Richardson. And they're not picking on her about her hair. They're not picking on her about her nails. They're not picking on her about none of that. All those things are choices she made. My son just recently went to a camp at Jackson State University. And before he left, I had got him a haircut. He wasn't happy because he wanted his hair a certain way, and that we're not dealing with that. You going out here in front of these college coaches, it's a college interview whether you know it or not. You're going to present yourself in a respectable fashion, and I will deem what's respectable for this household because I pay the cost to be the boss. So what's respectable and presentable for me, that's what we're going to go with, because we're going to go with my 46 years of experience. We're not going to go with your 15. We're not going with your 15. We're going to go with my 46. And you're going to go out there, you're going to run fast, you're going to hustle, you're going to do what you're supposed to do, and we're going to get the feedback, and we're going to make the adjustments. Sha'Carri Richardson's job to go out there and run that 100 meters and then sit down somewhere. Now, people talking about, they made fun of her about her hair and her nails and her. Y'all don't want to hear this, but this is my show. Y'all don't want to hear this. If you want to bring some attention to yourself because you ran fast. If you don't want all the other attention, then don't do it. But don't do all that other stuff and then be talking about they were talking about me. No, they weren't talking about you. They weren't talking about you. They were talking about your decision-making capacity. They were talking about your decision-making capabilities. I remember my dad, I told my dad, I want to get a part of my head and I want a little thing. My dad said, if you want to get some attention, he said, make straight A's. Okay? That's how you get some attention. You don't need them to get no attention by your hairdo. You want some attention? He said, you make some straight A's and that'll give you all the attention you want. They were like, ooh, look at that Ferguson kid with the straight A's. My dad ain't had time for all that bullshit and the different colored shoestrings and the pants and stuff. My mom and dad won't put up with that shit. When you get your own job and you get your own place to stay, you could do what you want to do. Until then, you do what I say, and then you have a good foundation, do what you want to do. We say she intentionally wears her hair for everything. So okay. Right, exactly. So when you do that to gain attention, the problem is that, man, on the flip side, there's other stuff that happens. Man, I am not a celebrity, okay? I'm not a celebrity. In my niche market, a lot of people know me. So what does that mean? Well, that means I got to put up with a lot of shit that people say about me on the internet. People lie on me. People say outlandish shit about me sometimes. They say outlandish shit about me sometimes. I be wondering if they talking about me or somebody else. Shit, I don't know who the fuck they talking about. But I got family members who tell outlandish stories on me sometimes. And I was with my therapist on Monday. She said, well, how does that make you feel? I said, that shit don't bother me at all. I said, you get to a certain point where you just become immune to criticism. Because if you're going to be good, you're going to be criticized. But don't heap no extra shit on your head. But that's her choice. And I don't have a problem with that. When you running as fast as she running, you could do that shit. Now, if you butt naked, boongy last, you can't do that shit. But when you running as fast as she's running, you can do that. When you running as fast as she's running and you smoke weed, therein lies the problem. Okay. Her mama died. I remember when Brett Favre's daddy died. Brett Favre. I remember when his daddy died. Somebody asked me, man, you think Brett Favre's gonna play this game? His dad just died. I said, do I think he's gonna play? I said, shit. He better get his ass out there and play if he knows what's good for him. Listen, when people, man, let me tell you something, man. There are so many stories on that track. There's so many stories during the Olympic trials. They choose the stories that they want to tell. There's somebody who went through something similar who lost in the first round. But their story ain't no good for television. Out of all the people, from swimming, from judo, from water polo, from gymnastics, how many people you think lost somebody during COVID, lost somebody before the trials? A lot of people. And everybody did not go smoke weed because after they found out. We're looking for elite level behavior. Now, I have to close because I have to go. Please stop applauding and normalizing mediocrity. As a people, we applaud and normalize mediocrity. As a people, we do this. We normalize mediocrity. Stop doing it. And I had to ask myself this question. Like a year and a half ago, I had to start asking myself this question. From what I learned from going to therapy and stuff, it's like, man, is there a more excellent way? I stopped myself before I do something. Is there a more excellent way? And sometimes I say, yes, there's a more excellent way, and I choose it. And sometimes I say, yeah, there's a more excellent way, but I'm just not able right now. Just not able right now. I'm going to tell you if Sha'Carri Richardson had a good PR person, and I'm gonna leave with this. What's going on, Pastor Elam? I'm going to leave with it. If Sha'Carri Richardson had a good PR person, this is what she would have said. She would have said, to my friends and family and my fans, I'm sorry. I made an error. I was distressed. I was sad. I don't know if I was depressed or not, but I felt like it. And I took the medicine that I could afford at that time that was available to me to make myself feel better in my time of stress and duress after my mom died. I made a poor decision at that time, and I would just ask for a lenient suspension. And I hope and I'm looking forward to USA Track and Field allowing me to run on that 4x100 meter relay, because I would really appreciate the opportunity to represent the Team USA. And I apologize. I'm young. I made a mistake, and I hope not to make a mistake again. I'm looking forward to securing some mentors that can help me. I've reached out and I've talked to A, B, and C type people. I've also met with my boom, boom, boom sports psychologist, and I'm looking forward to getting back on the track with my coach, whatever his name is. And I'm looking forward to representing the United States in Tokyo in 2021. Thank you all so much for your love and support. I make mistakes, and I'll probably make some more, but please forgive me as you forgive others. Boom! And be quiet. Take ownership. Don't try to abdicate yourself of responsibility. Beg your ass off to get on that 4x1 squad. Go get your medal and move on about your business. It's that simple. I have to go. I love y'all. but God loves you best. Listen, man, I appreciate y'all watching me and stuff. I appreciate y'all watching, but some of y'all need to go over to www.coffeewithrhadi.com and get my little piece of book. Ain't nothing but a little piece of, it's some gas money and for me to pay my back ties, okay? But go and pick up that book, www.coffeewithrhadi.com, and help me out a little bit. It's just a little piece of pocket change, that's all. Take care, man. Have a great day. Remember, I love you, but God loves you best.